Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Gurudev ki jai. Nitilapa Vishnu Vishnupa Rashatarashatashmar Bhaktivedānta Vaman Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nitilapa Vishnu Vishnupa Rashatarashatashmar Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Nitilapa Vishnu Mahabhagavat Śrīla Gokṣaras Babaji Mahārāja ki jai. Nitilapa Vishnu Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nitilapa Vishnu Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Mahārāja ki jai. Shri Rupano Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Dashagunath Sharda Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Bharata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Govinda Ghosh ki jai. Tadiya Shubhati Rubhav Titi ki jai. Shri Mahaprabhu Varaha Nagar, what is it? Shubha Smaranotsav ki jai. Shubha Vijay Smaranotsav ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Dandavat Pranam. Ganga Didi, you're the first one here. While I'm just waiting for everybody to come, I'm just going to send the link in our WhatsApp group for this, so people can just click. All right, got it here. The Wi-Fi guy came yesterday, and I gave him a bit of a hard time, so hopefully. He said that they were doing some electrical things yesterday morning. Oops. Here's the link. Okay, I just posted the link in our WhatsApp group. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Dandavat Pranams, Rup Manjari Didi. Oh no, yesterday that was the end. Actually, why don't I just read it? It was just a few paragraphs, since I didn't get to it yesterday. Okay, let's see. So we read from Srila Prabhupada's purport. Sri Sarup Damodar Goswami was the principal figure among Lord Chaitanya's confidential devotees. The records of his diary have revealed these confidential purposes of the Lord. These revelations have been confirmed by the statements of Srila Rupa Goswami and his various prayers and poems. This chapter, chapter 4, is also specifically describes the difference between lust and love. The transactions of Krishna and Radha are completely different from material lust. Therefore, the author has very clearly distinguished between them. And Gurudev continues, for whom has Srila Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja written this? He wanted his books distributed so that anyone desiring to understand them will approach a superior Vaishnava by whose association he will try to become qualified. Srila Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja knew that many persons in the world would become gradually qualified to read and understand the spiritual conclusive truths herein, and that is why he wrote in this way. Some persons say that no one in this world is qualified to realize these truths about Lord Chaitanya, and they assert that one who tries to understand is a sahajya. By this logic, Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami must also be sahajya, because these words of Chaitanya Charitamrita are theirs. Kindly do not accept such logic. Actually, any new person reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and Śrīmad Bhagavatam in the association of pure Vaishnavas and chanting Gaur Nityananda Prabhu's holy names certainly becomes qualified. We are all recipients of Mahaprabhu's mercy because we have not given up all other lines to take shelter. Because we have not given up all other lines to take shelter in his disciplic succession. I actually don't understand that sentence. We are all recipients of Mahaprabhu's mercy because we have given up. We have given up all other lines. Those who have taken shelter at the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or his associates will certainly become qualified one day. Do not feel hopeless. I see rays of hope everywhere. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy will be upon you. We have this in the documentary, I see the rays of hope everywhere. Actually, I think we have this whole paragraph, yeah. So now we're beginning chapter 9. Without this, the world is useless. Let me see who else is there. Haribol Savitri Didi. I wonder, is Seshwari Mataji there? And Madhavi Didi, Kagaraji, Prajumna Prabhu. Where is everybody? Right. What am I doing? Okay. Without this, the world is useless. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindhubhyaevacha, patitanang pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavas are like desire trees who can give anything, even Krishna Prem. They can also give the service of Srimati Radhika, which is very rare. Let us never criticize any Vaishnavas. Let us always try to honor all of them. Then we will realize all the truths of this subject matter. Praying the Acharya's prayers. Anarpita charim chirat karunaya vatirna kalo samarpaitum unato jalaram rasang sabhakti shriyam hari purata sundara dyuti kadamba sandipita sada hridaya kandare spuratu va shachinandana. May that Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Shachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. I have explained the general meanings of this verse, and I am now going to discuss something special, which Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has given us. We have heard the very wonderful explanation of Srila Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja in the line of Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, wherein he has clearly explained the deep meanings of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's verses. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj gives the meaning of this verse in his other Bengali payars, his verses, and we'll take help from Srila Swami Maharaja's explanation in Chaitanya Charitamrita to explain his mood. Purna Bhagavan Krishna Vrajendra Kumar Goloke Vrajera Saha Nitya Vihar. What is Srila Swami Maharaja's explanation? Devotee reads. Don't really need this. It's kind of obvious, isn't it? Okay. Text. Lord Krishna, the son of the king of Vraj, is the supreme Lord. He eternally enjoys transcendental pastimes in his eternal abode, Loka, which includes Vrajadham. Purport. In the previous chapter, it has been established that Krishna, the son of Rajendra, the king of Vraj, is the supreme personality of Godhead with 6 opulences. He eternally enjoys transcendentally variegated opulences on his planet, which is known as Goloka. The eternal pastimes of the Lord and the spiritual planet Krishna Loka are called aprakat, or unmanifested pastimes, because they are beyond the purview of the conditioned souls. Lord Krishna is always present everywhere, but when he is not present before our eyes, he is said to be aprakat, or unmanifested. Gurudev again. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is elucidating on the purport of this verse beginning Anarpita Charim Chirat, written by Srila Rupa Goswami. Why did he quote this verse here? He considered, Shri Krishna may not hear my prayer, and Srimati Radhika may also not hear it, but they cannot avoid hearing the prayer of Srila Rupa Goswami. Let us cultivate the mood of being always under the guidance of Vaishnavas. It is unbeneficial for us to try to be the supreme, thinking, I am the controller, I am controlling all. Instead, we should think, I am a servant. I am the servant of 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 the servants of your servants. I am the last servant's foot dust. This is humility. A Rupanuga Vaishnav thinks in this way. We utter so many prayers to Sri Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but they may overlook our prayers. They may not take them seriously. Sharda anga sharanagati hoibe jahar, tahara prarthana shune, Shri Nanda Kumar. It's from Sharanagati by Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur. I don't know. The youthful son of Nanda Baba, Sri Krishna, hears the prayers of anyone who takes refuge in him by this sixfold process known as Sharanagati. Sri Krishna hears the prayers of those who have attained the 6 kinds of full surrender at his lotus feet. This is the door, or window, or entrance to bhakti. We can enter only if we possess these 6 qualities in our heart. I'll put this is from Lakshmi Tantra. I have to find the number. There are 6 symptoms of self-surrender, anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam, rakshisyatiti vishvaso, goptritve varanam tata, atmanikshepa karpanye, Shadvidha Sharanagatihi. There are 6 symptoms of surrender an unalloyed devotee possesses. 1. Anukulyasya sankalpa, accepting only what is favorable for prem bhakti. 2. Pratikulyasya varjanam, rejecting everything unfavorable for prema bhakti. 3. Rakshisyatiti vishvasa, firm faith that Krishna is the only protector, knowing that no other activity can provide protection. 4. Goptritve varan, no doubt that Krishna is the only guardian and maintainer. 5. Atma nikshepa, offering one's whole self to the Lord, feeling incapable of doing anything independently from Krishna's desire. And 6. Karpanya, humility, feeling insignificant and very fallen. Possessing all these attitudes is called Sharanagati. I think it looked better to make these all end dashes. I'll do that later. But anyways, okay. I'll finish that later. If we want to serve Sri Krishna, we should first fully offer ourselves at his lotus feet. And there are some symptoms that have been accomplished. This has been accomplished. These are the symptoms? Yeah. Simply speaking about it will not do. What are the symptoms? Anukulyasya sankalpa. We will only accept that service or activity which is favorable to Krishna. Pratikulya vivarjana. We will immediately give up all that is unfavorable to Krishna's service, be it in the form of association, food, society, or sinful activities. Rakshisyatiti vishvasa. we will have very strong faith that Krishna is always protecting us and that he is the only protector. We are not the protectors, nor can money protect us. In this entire world, no scientist, no doctor, no one and nothing can help us. Only Krishna can help us. If we are trying to do bhajan and at the same time we are hankering, "Oh Krishna, save me, I am penniless, help me, help me," or "I am helpless and suffering so much," it means we do not have the required faith in Krishna and we cannot really do bhajan. There are many kinds of problems that we cannot solve, so we should have strong faith that Krishna is our only protector and he will surely save us. Why worry? We need simply serve Shri Krishna. Problems will come and Krishna will solve them, and if he does not, no harm. In that case, it will be said that he is not very merciful. All will defame him, saying, "Now he has given up his merciful nature and has become cruel-hearted." Actually, he cannot give up his qualification of protecting the Vaishnavas. Krishna protected Ambarish and Prahlad Maharaj. He protects everyone in the mother's womb and everywhere else so that we can be fearless. There's actually no problem at all. If a problem comes in bhakti, Krishna will at once manage everything to solve it. Why should we fear? We can think, if I am alone and the entire world is against me, I do not care. Let us be solid like this. Otherwise, how can we progress in Krishna consciousness? We need not think. If I simply do bhakti and nothing else, so many problems may come. Perhaps my big society will reject me, and because everyone will be upset and opposed to me, I will have to move from my house. What will I do? If we want to do bhakti, we must be like Prahlad Maharaj and Srila Haridas Thakur. The Mohammedan king prohibited Haridas Thakur from chanting Hare Krishna and ordered him to chant instead, "Allah, Allah, Allah, Koda, Koda, Koda." But Srila Haridas Thakur refused. He told them, "If Krishna, Ram, Allah, and Koda are the same, then why are you troubling people? Why are you trying to make them Mohammedan by force? Why chant only Koda and Allah? If Krishna and Ram are Allah and Koda, what is the harm in chanting Krishna?" They replied, "We will cut you into millions of pieces and give your body to the dogs." "I have no fear," Haridas said, and he began to chant Hare Krishna very loudly on the main road. The Mohammedans tried to kill him, but he could not. The Mohammedans tried to kill him, but could not. Haridas had determined, "Even if someone cuts me into pieces, I will not give up my chanting of Krishna's name." If, like this, we become bold and strong in our Krishna consciousness, Krishna will come at once. Or he will send his Sudarshan Chakra, or he can send Garuda or Hanuman, or he will come himself in the form of Lord Nrsimha to protect us. Why should we fear? There is no need to fear at all. In the first stage of bhakti, there are so many problems. Let us try to jump over them, just as Hanuman did when he crossed over the sea. He chanted, "Jai Shri Ram," jumped over the sea and went to Lanka. Let us be like this. Right now, at this moment, let us give up thinking about problems and be faithful, knowing that Krishna is always our protector. Gopturitve varanam tata. Krishna is our only guardian and maintainer. It is therefore incumbent upon us to surrender our whole self, body, mind, soul, and everything we possess, and think, "I will not do anything that Krishna does not like. I am surrendering everything at his lotus feet." This is Sharanagati. If we do Sharanagati in this way, the door to the realm of bhakti will be opened and we will easily enter. This is of primary importance. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explained, "Purna Bhagavan Krishna Vrajandar Kumar Goloke Vrajer Saha Nitya Vihar." That's the verse that we just did, right? Before. Lord Krishna, the son of the king of Vraj, is the supreme Lord. He eternally enjoys transcendental pastimes in his eternal abode, Goloka, which includes Vrajadham. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Sri Krishna. He is always playing in Vrindavan with the cows, the gopas, cowherd boys, gopis, and all the beings of Vrindavan, Vraj. He especially feels pleasure in the society of gopis there. The upper part of the Vaikuntha region is called Krishna Loka, and the lower part is called Vaikuntha Paravyoma. In Paravyoma Vaikuntha, all the incarnations and manifestations of Krishna, like Ram, Nrsimha, and Nārayaṇa, reside. There are separate divisions in Vaikuntha, which are all endless in every way. Krishna's mouth is very little, like a baby's, but in it, Yashoda Maya saw all the worlds, including Goloka Vrindavan. Even a dust particle of Vrindavan is endless. By the wish of Krishna, Vrindavan may appear very little or very big, because in Vrindavan, each grain of dust is Baladev Prabhu himself. Thus, every grain of dust of Vrindavan has this power to expand and contract. Krishna Loka or Goloka is divided into 3 sections. The combination of all 3 is called Goloka, and the boundary line is also called Goloka. The first part, the lower part, is called Dwarka. The middle part is called Mathura, and the upper part is called Vraj, Vrindavan, and Gokul. On one hand, they are the same, but there is also some speciality in each section. In Vrindavan, there are 12 forests and 12 subforests. The first is Gokul, where Krishna's Balya Lila, babyhood pastimes, are performed. In Vrindavan, Krishna's Pauganda, childhood pastimes, and Kishore Lila, pastimes in youth, are performed. Vrindavan is spread over 32 square miles. Actually, from Yamuna to Govardhan Hill, Nandagaon and Varshana. From Yamuna to Govardhan Hill, Nandagaon and Varshana are all in the greater Vrindavan, and this area is superior to Gokul. In Vrindavan, Govardhan is topmost. And at Govardhan, Radhakund and Shamakund are the most superior. I always think most superior sounds strange. Most superior. Our supreme. Wouldn't supreme be better? Our supreme. I don't know. Our supermost. Why has Krishna Loka been divided into 3? It is divided according to the stages of the prema of various devotees. In Dwarka, there is some knowledge of Krishna's opulence, Aishwarya, as Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Mathura, there is less awareness of the Lord's opulence, and therefore less awe and reverence. And there is still less in Vrindavan. On the other hand, Prem is more developed in Vrindavan, less in Mathura, and less again in Dwarka. In the outer region of Goloka, called by the same name, Goloka devotees have knowledge of Krishna's godhood. There, Shishi, Radha, and Krishna live in the mood of Swakiya Bhav, wedded love. Shri Krishna is always present there as God himself, where he is even more opulent than Nārayaṇa. In Goloka, he is neither the son of Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maya, nor of Vasudeva and Devaki. He is like a husband, but there is no marriage ceremony. Srimati Radhika is present there, but like Lakshmi, she is always offering obeisances as lotus feet. It's kind of weird, isn't it? In Dwarka, this mood of opulence, I once heard something that in the temples, really, Radha Krishna there are like that. Well, I heard Lakshmi Narayan, but maybe it's also like Radha and Krishna like a husband and wife, because Radha and Krishna in their Parakiya mood, they wouldn't just, it's very private and secret, and they wouldn't just stand together in front of everybody like that in Parakiya mood. It's like secret when they're together in Parakiya ras. And so there it's more like Lakshmi and Narayan. In Dwarka, this mood of opulence and reverence, Aishwarya Bhav, is somewhat covered. There, Krishna becomes a friend of the residents of Dwarka and the husband of all the queens. and there his marriage arrangements take place. Sometimes Satyabhama enters a sulky mood, man, and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, tries to pacify her anger. He may tell her, "I have made a mistake." In Goloka, this display of human-like subservience by Sri Krishna would never happen. Oh, wow. So there's even a bit more Madhurya there, huh? In Mathura, this Aishwarya Bhav is still more covered. Yet Krishna manifested his four-armed form at the time of his appearance, at which time Vasudeva and Devaki prayed to him. "You are God himself. We remember that we pleased you in our past births, so receive the benediction that you will become our son. This is why you have now appeared here." They saw him holding the conch, disc, club, and lotus flower. He was in the prime of his youth, with wavy hair and adorned with many golden ornaments like the Kaustuba jewel. Then, when they prayed to him, he assumed his form as a two-armed baby, and they became very worried about how to protect him. If Vasudeva knew that Krishna was Bhagavan himself, that he could protect everyone and that he could kill the demon Kamsa in a moment, why would he have taken him to Goloka? Why would he have taken him to Gokul? Actually, at that time, he forgot Krishna's godhood. On one hand, the knowledge of Krishna's opulence was present, but on the other, the sweetness of human-like relationship was present. In Dwarka, there is more of a mood of awe and reverence towards Krishna than an experience of sweet human-like relationship with him. In Vraj, no one ever knows that Krishna is God. There, the elderly gopis tell him, "Can you bring your father's shoes?" Then Krishna, who at that time is 2 years old and quite naked, very gladly walks, as if dancing. He puts his father's shoes on his head and, still dancing, comes to the gopis. Eager to see Krishna's greed to taste laddus, the gopis tell him that they will give him one if he sings and dances. Then, looking at them with very greedy eyes and outstretching his arms as if dancing, Sri Krishna sings sweetly. The gopis then tell him, very good, and give him a laddu. In Vrindavan, any and all conscious... In Vrindavan, any and all consciousness of Krishna's godhood is covered by Madhurya Bhav, the sweetness of human-like relationships. In Madhurya Bhav, whether or not opulence is manifest, the residents of Vrindavan think Krishna to be their only worldly brother, friend, or beloved. Krishna held Govardhan Hill at the age of only 7 years old. He was neither a giant nor four-handed. He was smiling, playing his flute, and telling jokes with all the gopas and gopis there. The gopas and other elderly persons, who were like Krishna's fathers and mothers, considered that Nanda Baba had certainly performed austerities to please Nārāyaṇa, and for that reason, Nārāyaṇa had now entered the body of Krishna and was holding Govardhan Hill. And what about the gopis? They were staring at Govardhan and telling him, "Oh, Govardhan, stay where you are. Don't be heavy for Krishna, otherwise we will curse you." They thought that Govardhan remained upward because of their strong words. As for Srimati Radhika, she is always on Krishna's left side. The acharyas in our line have concluded that because Krishna was holding Govardhan with the tip of the little finger of his left hand, it was actually Srimati Radhika as the complete potency or power of Krishna who lifted Govardhan. The supreme manifestation of opulence is in Vrindavan, but it is covered with so much Madhurya Bhav that it is not noticed at all. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj explains that Krishna always plays in Goloka, but not in Dwarka, Mathura, or the outer part of Goloka. Along with his many associates, he performs his playful pastimes in Goloka Vrindavan, Gokul, Radhakund, etc. All moods are present in Vrindavan. Purna Bhagavan Krishna Vrajendra Kumar, Goloke Vrajera Saha Nitya Vihar. That same verse again. Lord Krishna, the son of the king of Vraj, is the supreme Lord. He eternally enjoys transcendental pastimes in his eternal abode, Goloka, which includes Vrajadham. In India, a Sahajya named Radhanath has written a lengthy commentary on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, saying that there is no mood of Parakiya Bhav in Vraj. But his argument is not valid. If a mood has no seed in the original abode, how can it be manifest in this world? I'm skipping the footnotes. There's just too many of them. I'll look at them later to proofread them. But Parakya Bhav and all other moods are present in Vrindavan. Shri Krishna and his associates descend with these moods to Bhoma Vrindavan, Vrindavan manifested in this material world, in each and every universe. Bhoma Vrindavan and Goloka Vrindavan are practically the same, and yet there is some difference. No ordinary person of this world can see and realize that Krishna is always playing in Bhoma Vrindavan, but if everyone develops pure prem, he can go to Goloka Vrindavan where he will always see him playing. It is incorrect to think that in Goloka Vrindavan there is no Parakya Bhav, no birth of Krishna, and that Krishna is always in the form of a teenage youth. Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur has given a commentary on this verse 3.5, wherein he explains that Krishna is eternally enjoying in Goloka Vrindavan, and he descends from there once in a day of Brahma to the 32 square mile area of Bhoma Vrindavan. Krishna eternally performs pastimes with his 5 kinds of associates in Goloka Vrindavan: Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. When he comes to this world, he brings all the residents of Rajbhumi, including the ever-liberated peacocks and all other birds, cows, associates like friends, parents, and beloveds, the Yamuna River and Govardhan Hill. He lives in Vraj until the age of 10 years, and then he goes to Mathura, and then Dwarka. Still, to this day, he is performing pastimes with all of his associates in Vrindavan. If we have no bhakti, we cannot see this. Ordinary bhakti will not be sufficient to reveal these pastimes. When we come to the stage of bhav, from time to time we will experience this, otherwise not. Shri Krishna comes to this world to sprinkle his mercy upon all jivas, to those who are doing sadhan and to those who are not, to those who are already matured up to bhav and to those who have reached prem. He descends to elevate them all. Shri Krishna comes once in each day of Brahma, only once. And when his pastimes are over, he disappears with all his associates of Raj. After his disappearance, when he is in Goloka Vrindavan, he thinks, Chirakal nahi kori prema bhakti dan, bhakti vina jagatera nahi avasthan. Please read the translation and then the purport of Srila Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja. I think the verse reference should go up here. And then it just says devotee reads. That. Anyways, it's just my opinion. Verse: For a long time I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service. For a long time I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service to me upon the inhabitants of the world. Without such loving attachment, the existence of the material world is useless. Purport: The Lord seldom awards pure transcendental love, but without such pure love of God, freed from fruitive activities and empiric speculation, one cannot attain perfection in life. Contained throughout Chaitanya Charitamrita are the purports of Srila Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja. Yet we rarely have the opportunity to hear clear explanations of his words. If we ourselves cannot properly explain this, it means we have no true interest in the subject. To develop pure interest in the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we must try to associate with Vaishnavas who have great taste in these topics and who have no interest at all in worldly topics. We have not come to this world with worldly possessions, and when we leave this body, we will have to give up whatever we have accumulated. So why should we worry for material comforts and prosperity? Srila Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja has come to this world for the same purpose as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to give that prem which the Lord himself came to give. But only very rare persons realize this. In order to give the world a platform on which to understand that prem, Srila Swami Mahārāja was cutting the jungles of Mayavad and other false philosophies, and devotees joined him in this. However, we should not think jungle cutting is the highest service in this world. That is what he came to give. We cut jungles in a particular place in order to construct a building or reside there. In this analogy, that construction is a construction of pure bhakti. We should not simply continue to cut jungles for millions of births. There are certainly jungles everywhere, but it is useless to spend our lives cutting them. Here, Srila Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja is teaching the world, Bhakti vina jagatera nahi avastan. What has he written in his purport? Devotee reads. Purport. Without such loving attachment, the existence of the material world is useless. Is that from the purport? I think that's from the translation. Yes, it is. This is translation. Gurudev, it is useless. Simply cutting jungles is useless. Simply cutting jungles is useless if one's mood is not to construct bhakti in the hearts of devotees. This is the essential factor. We have not come to this world to create many material constructions for our comfort. Our Goswāmīs and Acharyas are very powerful and have also cut jungles. But we are not so powerful. If we concentrate only on trying to cut the jungles of Sahajyas, Mayavadis, and sense enjoyers, even in the name of making devotees, we will be affected by those same contaminations. Here is a lucid example. Someone once saw a person drowning in the current of a very big river, and although he himself did not know how to swim, he immediately jumped into the river to save the drowning man. The drowning man then caught hold of him, and they both drowned. This is an important point. So first, we should know how to swim. We should know the art of saving ourselves, and then we can save others. We should throw a rope from the shore. The drowning man will then catch hold of the rope, and we will be able to save him. Only if we can swim can we jump in. Otherwise, we will also die. I like this. I'm going to save this quote. All of these bhakti siddhantas are very powerful, but if we are not pure devotees and we are trying to make others devotees, we will drown in the ocean of material emotions and activities. Let us first become qualified, develop bhakti in our heart by practicing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing about Krishna, chanting his names and glories, and remembering him. Then we can save others. When Krishna was in his abode, he was thinking, for a very long time I have not distributed the affection of the residents of Vraj in Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya Bhav. When I previously came in the form of Gauranga, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sachinandan, I gave this affection. Now a long period has passed, so I should give it again. Without Prem Bhakti, the world will be destroyed. Krishna continued. Everywhere in the world, people worship me according to... I didn't read this. Sakala jagate more kore vidhi bhakti vraja bhav paite nahi shakti. What is the meaning? Devotee reads. Everywhere in the world, people worship me according to scriptural injunctions. But simply by following such regulative principles, one cannot attain the loving sentiments of the devotees in Vrajabhumi. There is a difference between pure Vadi Bhakti and impure Vadi Bhakti. What we are doing may not be pure Vadi Bhakti. Shravanam and Kirtanam, etc., performed only to please Krishna, is actually Vadi Bhakti. If we are concentrating simply on money-making, we are not practicing Bhakti. A pure practitioner of Vadi Bhakti is very rare. If we look in our hearts, we may see that we are performing activities like purchasing motor cars for our own gain and reputation. This is not pure Bhakti, It is not even pure Vadi Bhakti. We should first try to follow Vadi Bhakti. At the same time, Krishna says here, I am not satisfied by even real Vadi Bhakti. What is pure Bhakti? It is service to Krishna in Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya Bhav, as the Vrajavasis serve him. To associate with someone who can teach us Krishna's real moods is very rare, even in Bhoma Vrindavan. There are so many so-called scholars there who will cheat you, and there are many tortoises and monkeys who will harass you. Try to realize all these matters in very beautiful and powerful association. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna, and Srila Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja are personally looking upon us. They are very happy. Srila Swami Mahārāja is saying, I want to give you this, and therefore I am inspiring Srila Nārāyaṇa Mahārāja to give it to you. This footnote is not needed because it's already explained previously. Sorry guys, I just need to... Alright, so tomorrow we will read Lord Chaitanya as the perfect devotee. Alright. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari, Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai. Nitil Krishna Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishmar Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Gurudev ki Jai. Nitil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishmar Bhaktivedānta Vaman Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Nitil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishmar Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nitil Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shashmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitil Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Goraksharas Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Nitil Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Nitil Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Dashagunath Sharda Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki Jai. Nama Chai Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund ki Jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki Jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki Jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Govinda Ghosh ki Jai. Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki Jai. Shri, oh God, what is it? Varaha Nagar Mahabur Shubha Vijay Smaranotsav ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Padadevi Sattagatai Namo Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranam to everybody. So this is all we have left in the book, and then after that we'll continue on with our Śrīmad Bhagavatam reading. There, now you can see. See, so not so much left. All right, Dandavat Pranam. Oh, you like the cuckoo bird? All right, Hari Bol, everybody. Dandavat Pranam.